Let's have a look at the hanging L-sit. So the L-sit is an isometric strength exercise for the hip flexors and abdominals. Now the hip flexors are the muscle group that's responsible for lifting the legs, and as such, developing ridiculously strong hip flexors can result in tremendous improvements in athleticism, especially for martial arts athletes where lifting the legs is a major part of the game. So let's start with the easiest regression, which is going to be a tucked position. This is where we keep the knees bent and just focus on simply lifting the knees up into position to actively flex the hips. The main cue to think about with this variation is going to be keeping the thighs pressed together and maintaining as much tension in the hips and core as possible. The next progression from the tuck is going to be starting to extend one leg at a time and alternating between sides over the course of your set. While keeping the thighs pressed together, which is key, you're just going to simply flex the quad to extend the leg into a full lockout of the knee and point the toes of that same leg. As you get stronger, you can start holding each extension for longer periods of time until eventually you're able to extend both legs and hold a full L-sit position. The main cues that we want to think about in that full L-sit position are flexing the quads to actively straighten the legs and lock out the knees, and actively pointing the toes as much as possible to maximize the tension in the hips and legs. And finally, for the shoulders, just try to keep them as relaxed as possible in that hanging position. So that is the hanging L-sit.